Rockler standard router tables are a good choice for table routing, but there's a lot of empty space down here that I thought could be put to better use. Because when you think about it, we use a lot of supplies and accessories at the router table that have to be stored somewhere. There's all manner of router bits and collets and collet wrenches. You might have a wrench for your router lift and probably some push pads and push sticks. I often use a couple of feather boards and sometimes other jigs like this box joint jig. And what about guide collars? Bit inserts for your router lift or other specialized bits that come in their own boxes. There's a lot of odds and ends here that need a place to go. Well, that's why I built this router table organizer, to give those supplies a storage place right where I'll be using them. It appears in the February 2019 issue of Woodworker's Journal, and I made it from 1/2" and 3/4" Baltic birch plywood. But you could use off-the-shelf plywood from a home center too. And this is a shop project, so I've kept the construction process nice and easy. It's all dados and rabbets, so nothing fancy. I think you could have one of these assembled and ready for finishing in a long weekend. Now let's take a look at the major features. Now I've got a lot of router bits, and if you've been woodworking for a long time, I bet you've got a big collection too. So I wanted this project to have a bunch of storage space for bits, and it does. It's got 2 of these bit racks, one on each side of the project, that hold 35 bits per rack. And if you've got more than 70 router bits, you could even stagger the placement of the bits on the shelves to hold even more bits. Now if you look closely, the bits are held in place with these little blue plastic inserts, and they fit into 5/8" diameter holes in the shelves. Now these inserts are stepped on the inside, so they'll hold either 1/4" shank bits or 1/2" shank bits, and that's really convenient. These plastic router bit storage inserts are a fairly new item for Rockler. They come in packs of 10 and sell for about $8 per pack. I like the fact that these plastic router bit inserts will fit both shank sizes of bits. And you only have to drill one hole size to fit them in the shelves. But there's a second plus here too. If you've ever built a storage rack for your router bits out of solid wood or plywood, you probably already know that the bits can get stuck in the shelves. All it takes is a little bit of wood movement or dust buildup, and these bits can get really hard to remove. Well, that's not going to happen with these plastic router bit inserts because they fit into oversized holes to begin with. And the plastic's got a little bit of give to it. So if you use these, no more stuck router bits. In between the bit racks and under the router, there's this deep storage drawer that rides on full extension drawer slides. It measures a little over 13 inches wide, 14 inches long, and about 9 inches deep. And it stores a fair amount of stuff. And its construction is simple. The corners are held together with rabbet and dado joints and glue. Now, I've got one of Rockler's new ProLift router lifts in my table, and it has an offset hex wrench to move the router up and down. My wrench needed a storage spot, so I built this little holder back here out of strips of 1/2" Baltic birch plywood left over from the project. And now I can store my wrench right behind the bit rack. Rockler offers a set of 5 aluminum bit insert rings to use with the ProLift as accessories, and I'm storing them in this little compartment over here so they'll always be within easy reach. And even if you don't have a router lift, you've probably got a couple of wrenches for the router collet. Now these get constant use, so I'm hanging mine right next to the on-off switch. And to do that, I just picked up an inexpensive coat hook from a home center. And here's one last feature, hiding in back. It's a place to stow your feather boards. It's just a length of Rockler's 3/4" miter track screwed to the back of the project. To hang feather boards, just set one of their expanding miter bars into the track and tighten the lock knob. It will hold 2 or 3 feather boards without taking up any drawer space. Now you might be wondering, do you have to take your entire router table leg base apart in order to install this big project? And the answer is no. I've designed the project to be modular with the big components going in separately. First to install a baseboard and attach that to these metal cross members between the legs. Then the two bit racks slide into place, and the drawer cabinet fits in between those. And everything fastens together with screws that are driven from inside the drawer cabinet. So the installation is easy. I think this router table organizer is one of those projects that's going to fit my needs like a hand in a glove. And if you've got dead space under your router table, think what it could do for your productivity too. Remember, you can find plans for it in our February 2019 issue. I'm Chris Marshall with Woodworkers Journal magazine, and thanks for watching.